The Murli dated 14th of December 1987, that is titled as The Three Specialities of the Confluence-Aged Brahmin Life. Baba is talking about the specialities of the confluence age, particularly this confluence-aged Brahmin life. So the crux of the Murli lies in the very first few lines of this Murli itself, and then Baba continues talking about the specialities of the confluence age. So a few statements in the first few lines of the Murli itself carries lots of meaning and depth in it. So we shall read it carefully and slowly here and carry it out forward tomorrow as well. Okay. Today, Bap Dada is pleased to see all his elevated children who constantly live with him, who serve as his constantly cooperative service companions, and who will go with him. So, who live with him, who becomes cooperative in his service, and then who will go with him. Such children, Baba was saying from Vatan. Those who live with him means those who are easily and naturally yogi souls. Baba defines yogi souls as those who live with him, that is in his constant remembrance. Baba calls them the yogi souls. And next, those who are constantly cooperative companions in service means jnani souls or true servers. Next, those who go with him means karmatit souls who are equal and complete. So Baba has defined now the yogi souls to be those who live with him easily and naturally, and second as the jnani souls who are called true servers because they are constantly cooperative in all the services, and the third are the karmatit souls who who shall go with him or equal and complete. Bhab Dada is seeing these three specialities in all the children. To what extent have you become full with all these three things? All these three specialities of the elevated Brahmin life of the confluence age are necessary. So, Baba has defined here the three specialities of the confluence age Brahmins, that is, the yogi one, the karmatit one, and third one, the jnani one. Yogi souls, jnani souls, and karmatit souls equal to the Father. If there is something missing in even one of these three specialities, it means that you are not experienced in the specialities of Brahmin life. That is, you are still deprived of the full happiness and attainments of Brahmin life. Bap Dada gives all the children full blessings. It is not that he gives the blessing, may you be yogi according to your capacity, or may you be jnani according to your capacity, as well as that the confluence age is the special age of the whole cycle. So Baba says he has given the powers to everybody equally and in full capacity. So Baba is talking about confluence age now. This age means the period that is said to be blessed because it is at this time that the bestower of blessings comes to distribute blessings. Because the bestower blessings comes at this time also becomes blessed. Wonderfully said, since Baba descends at this time, this entire time is a blessed time. This period has this blessing. This is the time to experience total attainment of all attainments. This is the blessed time to attain the complete stage of perfection. Throughout the rest of the cycle, you receive a reward according to your actions, or you automatically continue to attain fruit according to your actions. However, at this blessed time, one step of your actions easily brings multi-million fold help from the Father. So there is a lot of interest that gets accumulated by your actions. It is not one to one, it is one to million fold. Baba says in the golden age, you don't receive multi-million fold for one, but you claim a right to experience what you have attained at this time as your reward. So Baba says what we are accumulating and gaining here, it becomes a reward in the golden age. You simply continue to come down and eat what you have accumulated. Your degrees continue to decrease. When the first age comes to an end, you become 14 celestial degrees from 16 celestial degrees. Do you not? So in golden age, we have 16 degrees, and once we come to Treta, it becomes 14 degrees. So it starts decreasing with time. Baba says, however, when did you experience the full attainment that you became 16 celestial degrees complete? The time for that attainment is this confluence age. That is, we are earning for reaping or becoming those 16 degrees celestial full of golden age by accumulating now in this confluence age. Baba says at this time, the father with an open heart places in front of the children the overflowing treasure stores of all attainments in the form of blessings, in the form of the inheritance, and in the form of attainment, the form of blessings in the form of attainment as a result of your study in all three relationships in all three forms. In keeping his account, he does not give according to how much you do. He gives you multi-million fold return for one. He does not say, make your own effort and receive the reward of that. Baba doesn't say that. But as the merciful bestower, the bestower of fortune, and because you have all relationships with him, he becomes your helper at every second. Baba considers us that we take him as our relative in all aspects. Baba hence says that we are holding all relationships with him and that he is the bestower of fortune anyway that he says. Because of both of these things, Baba is becoming helper. So Baba holds so much of faith in us. So Baba, I'll read this line again. But as the merciful bestower, the bestower of fortune, and because you have all relationships with him, he becomes your helper at every second. Through your 1 second of courage, he helps by constantly cooperating with you as though your effort has been for many years because he knows that you're weak and tired souls who have been wandering for many births. So Baba is merciful as well as understanding as well. So Baba says this is why he gives his cooperation to this extent. He becomes your helper. He himself makes you an offer that you give him all types of burden. He offers to carry the burden. Being the bestower of fortune, he makes you knowledgeful. He clearly explains to you the knowledge of elevated actions and gives you the pen with which to draw your line of fortune. He can draw as long a line of fortune as you want. He has put in your hand the key to all the overflowing pleasures, and the key is so easy. So Baba says, you have been given the key, you have all rights to draw as long as the fortune that you want, that He has given everything to you. And He also says, become light by giving all your burdens. Baba says, if any storms of Maya come, He becomes the canopy of protection and keeps you constantly safe. Baba is giving an analogy here. What can storms do when you have the canopy of protection? He makes you into servers and also becomes the intellect of the wise and touches the intellects of souls through which the children's name is glorified and the father's task is accomplished easily. So you see, it's like getting inside your head and giving the right ideas to act in the right situation, in the toughest of situation probably. So Baba says he becomes the canopy of protection to save you from Maya as well. He touches our intellects. Baba says he sustains you as his beloved children by giving you so much love and affection that he constantly makes you swing in many swings. He does not allow you to place your feet on the ground. You sometimes swing in the swing of joy, sometimes in the swing of happiness, sometimes in the swing of the Father's lap, sometimes you continue to swing in the swings of bliss, love, and peace. To swing means to enjoy yourself. All its attainments are the specialities of this blessed time. At this time, because the bestower of blessings is also the bestower of fortune, and because he is the Father who fulfills the responsibility of all relationships, the Father is merciful. Is the bestower of blessings, bestower of fortune, and is also is a relative in all ways. You know? So we hold relationships in every way with him. And Baba, that's why he seems to be merciful as well. He says, maybe because if he is so kind, he also has to be a taskmaster or the Dharamraj. You know? But फिर भी Baba is merciful to us. So Baba, that's why he says the Father is merciful. To give multi-million fold return for one is the method of this time. At the end, he will take the help of his companion who settles all karmic accounts. Do you know who his companion is? You do know who his companion is, do you not? This account of receiving multi-million fold for one will have ended. So the deal is on, the season is on, the sale is on. That is a fee. Contribute one will get multi-million. So Baba says it shall also come to end someday. At the moment, he is merciful, but later the settlement of karmic accounts will begin. At this time, he even forgives you. He even forgives a very severe mistake, and as your helper, makes you fly forward. To have realization in your heart means to be forgiven. The Baba has also now explained what does forgiveness mean. He says to have realization in your heart, that means to say you are forgiven. Thus previously Baba mentioned he also plays the wise. He gets into your intellects. So we do have that realization, and that's how we are able to understand it and let go of it and feel forgiven. We move on. So Baba says that is realization. So that's how we let go of our mistakes at this time. Baba says here you don't have to ask for forgiveness in the way that people of the world ask for forgiveness. We all know what Baba is talking about. So we do not have that method of asking for forgiveness. Baba says the method of realization is the forgiveness. So have realization in your heart. If you ask for forgiveness because someone said so, or with the aim of changing the situation at that time, forgiveness is not granted. Some children are still clever. They see the atmosphere and say, at least let me realize this at this time, ask for forgiveness, and we will see what happens later. So some children also act clever. They do it for the sake of it. They don't realize it, but just do it for just doing it. Baba says, however, the father too is knowledgeful. He knows, he smiles and leaves it alone, but he doesn't forgive. You will not achieve success without using the right method, will you? So Vidhi is the Siddhi. If if we don't realize it, if we don't understand our mistake, then we would not feel forgiven. We would not be able to let go of it. We shall continue to make that mistake. Baba somehow touches very deep aspect of human behavior here. So if we feel realized, then we churn, we let go of it soon. And that's why we move on. We are able to productively act in upcoming events or actions. Otherwise, we are stuck there. Baba says realization is the method for feeling forgiven. Baba says that is the method. If we just do it for the sake of it, then that's not the right method. And Baba knows it all. He doesn't forgive. Okay? Baba continues. The method is just one step, and the result is multi-million steps. However, the method of that one step should at least be accurate, should it not? So you were told how many specialities this time has and how this time is blessed. If you don't claim blessings at the time of blessing, at what other time would you claim them? When the time ends, then according to the time, the specialities of this time will also end. Therefore, Whatever you want to do, whatever you want to take, whatever you want to create, do that and create that at the time of the Father's help in the form of a blessing. You won't receive this diamond chance again. You heard about the specialities of this time. So the specialities of this time is that we have a companion, a bestower of fortune, a bestower of blessing, and a merciful Father who holds all relationship with us. And also we receive multi-million out of one action. Now all these are all the specialities of this time. While we live with him, cooperate with him, and plan to live with him. These are our specialties, and the time of confluence age is also blessed with this specialty. On the basis of the specialities of the time, become full of the three specialities of Brahmin life we were told about. The special slogan of all of you is be yogi and be pure, be jnani and be karmati. Since you have to go back with the Father, it is only those who are always with Him who will go back with Him. How can those who were not always with Him go back with Him? In that case, you would not be ready to go with Him on time, because to become equal to the Father means to be ready. We shall learn about this. To be equal means to place your hand in Baba's hand and be in his company. What would happen otherwise if you keep getting left behind while looking at those who are ahead? That isn't being a companion, is it? The companions will go together. To stay in his company over a long time, to be cooperative as a companion, it is this sanskar over a long time that will make you a companion and enable you to be taken with him. If you don't stay with him even now, it proves that you are staying at a distance. So, the sanskar of staying at a distance will make you experience being at a distance at the time of going back with him. Therefore, check all three specialities from now. Always stay with him. Be the Father's constant companion and do service. The Father is the one who makes you act, and you are an instrument who acts. Okay, that's a correct line. Baba says, the Father is the one who makes you act, and you are an instrument who acts. Service will then never make you fluctuate. When you are alone, you have the consciousness of I. Then Maya the cat also meows. You say meh, and she says meow. I come meow. Maya is said to be a cat. Is she not? So be a companion and do service. The definition of becoming karmatik is also very deep. Baba will tell you about it at some other time. Well, I prefer to end it now here, and we shall continue the rest of it tomorrow. So Baba has talked about the specialities of the confluence age and the specialities of the Brahmin of the confluence age. So why he wants us to be living with him? Why does he want us to be cooperative with him? And how does he expect us to go back with him? But the last few parts in the Murli, we shall try to churn now and in a couple of minutes by understanding the entire Murli. We shall sit in silence for a minute or so and come back for the discussion. Shanti, the Kirijan sister has already written as the Murli flowed, Murli played. I am a special confluence-aged Brahmin. I live with him, yogi souls, and a serviceable companion, Gyani souls. I shall return with him to Karmatit souls. The confluence age, blessed age, festival as Babdada comes at this time to fill us with blessings. Perfect. One step now receive multi-million fold help. I'm a blessed soul. He showers me with all treasures of attainment, the inheritance, study, and relationship. He becomes my helper, makes me knowledgeful, a canopy of protection when Maya comes, intellect of wise. I swing in joy and happiness in my father's lap. And I think more or less everything about the Murli, very sensible points. Well, would anybody like to expand, Chan, about what does Baba means to stay with him?
Om Shanti. So Baba highlighted three main specialities of Brahmin life: yogi, jnani, and karmatit soul. So live having a life, naturally having a life with Baba is being a yogi soul, and a jnani soul, the one who can constantly be a cooperative companion in service, not any sort of a ego based. And karmadit is one who's who's gonna who will be complete and equal, and when he's ready to return home with with Baba. And Baba says if any of this quality is missing, right, then full Brahmin life, we cannot happiness that full Brahmin life happiness that cannot be experienced in one. Yeah. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, Vinod Bhai.
Just from Shanti.
My train left 5,000 years back. I enjoyed the golden age. I enjoyed the silver age. I also enjoyed the copper age when I was running after him. And then I reached the iron age. As I was just about to think, is this all my journey? I started so beautifully. And is this how I'm going to end? Suddenly, the station master says, "Hello, this is the confluence age, all Brahmins alight." So I feel the whole cycle, where Baba is saying, golden and silver Brahma's days, copper and iron Brahma's nights. And now, what is this where Brahma actually becomes hum so hum? So that's the cycle we generally think, where are we? So now he tells us, gives us so many directions. Earlier, there were directions, but they were different in the form of messages and scriptures and all. Now, when you were saying stay with them, I just take it one word: absolute, absolute remembrance. Like I always say that one liner: consider yourself as a soul and remember me only, the Father. Just stay with him. I wake up with him. I study with him. I spend the day with him. I sleep with him. I go with him. So that staying is totally body, mind, wealth, relationships, everything together. Just one Shiv Baba in my heart. I may do so many things. I may connect to people, but deep down, I think that, so Baba, that even is okay, we enjoy. Even I like the way he said we cooperate with him, and there even it's cooperating means what? Hat or sat, my hand in his hand. But I don't think we can experience the karmatit soul now. That's at the end. That is why even Baba never gave the explanation. He said, we shall see that later. Because that experience is only at the end of the confluence age. I won't attribute it to the confluence age. So we should know the time. This is the only time Baba has come. And even in that time, how much did we pop in? In which station did we get in before we reach? That also we have to see. So, such a small age, and nobody else is going to realize. Baba is saying nobody is going to realize what is this age, only you. By the time realization comes,
Yes,
the engine driver, I think, Shiv Baba will get down and take us and go. The That's the, so what all we got, we have to take home.
sister. The staying is basically spending time with them. When then the question comes where, how, कहाँ पे spend करे time. You know, so it is probably it is always very clear that we remember ourselves as soul and we also are in remembrance of him. So as you mentioned, remembrance is that place, यादों में. Thank you. But since brothers and many sisters do jobs, do work out, so I think while working, if we can show his qualities and act with his powers and virtues, very then we are living with him actually. Where I comes, then the Nyam also comes. The English and the Hindi mixture there actually make a lot of meaning. We have to identify where does that meow comes, the Maya comes. I also liked where Baba mentions that he is the intellect of the wise, that he writes on to, he becomes your narrator. He gets into your head and lets it, let the intellect play wisely, or at least cautions the danger points, the speed breakers, and instinct, what we call, or the alarm that we develop is where we know that Baba has now stepping in and have to be careful in that situation.
Yeah, I was Vinod Bhai, I was that sentence, I don't
Yes.
know whether it's wrong in English language or what. If you just take that simple, that's why I see each line of the Murli, I call it as innuendos. See, here Baba says he becomes intellect of the wise. So I was just thinking about the title. When he speaks about wise, is he is speaking about the wise souls, wise children, and then he goes to add that extend that sentence and says he touches the intellect of the souls. He touches the intellect of the souls through which the children's name is glorified. So that process I was thinking over here, becoming, touching, and then the thing is, everyone will start, wow, that is worthy, become worthy of worship. And also, Father's task is accomplished. That one sentence, it was filled with too many activities. So, if suppose you
Mhm.
also can break through it, like, we break, analyze that what he said, intellect of the wise touches the intellect, children's name is glorified, and the father's task is accomplished. That was too much where Baba has put in one sentence. If you can also add what you could see through it.
Sister, where subconsciously somewhere we all know that we have the powers of Baba. We are knowledgeful somewhere. I mean, suddenly, if you want to know, I mean, as as children and the others we tell, yeah, chatur hai yaar. I know I'm clever. Despite having the awareness that that is one of the qualities, and also the quality of our soul, and that we are soul ourselves, we somehow act and behave clever or wise at times. But if we have the awareness that it is quality of the soul, then it becomes very clear. So when Baba says that he becomes the intellect of the wise, somewhere he's touching our subconscious ego as well, I feel, wherein we know that we are wise. So he becomes the intellect of the wise, that is our own self. But then we, over a period, we realize that it's a quality of our soul. That's why he says he touches the intellects of the souls next, and through which the children's name is glorified. We realize and now act that yes, we are egoless, we are souls who's, who are knowledgeable only by the virtue of they reading Murli or being in companions of knowledgeable souls that they are becoming wise, and that's when we start acting humble, and then that's how the Father's task is accomplished. Because now we do not act from the seat of ego, we act wisely in a manner befitting a better society, and that's what Baba wants us to do, create a better society, right? So Baba's task is accomplished. So I interpreted it this way.
No, I'll tell you
So
why I had that. See, only in English Murlis can you see this. If you see the intellect, when he says he becomes the intellect of the wise, it's capital I and capital W. So that is Shiv Baba, because he makes us into servers and becomes the intellect of the wise. And then see, when he speaks about the next intellect, it's a small I. So he becomes the intellect of the wise. That is the time he becomes the Buddhiwan ki Buddhi. And that person, that is Shiv Baba, Touch is the intellect. I took those capital form and that form. That's how in English, Murli, say when they put a small f as father, that's Brahma Baba. A big F means Shiv Baba. That's how I interpreted it. So that's why I said it was a complicated sentence where he is speaking about what he is doing and what we children also are doing. It's a very complex sentence. I would really like to go and see how it is done in Hindi.
Indeed.
But it's a little, see, it's capital I. He becomes. Shiv Baba becomes. I don't know what he's saying becoming. He was always intellect of the wise. So sometimes, I just dwell on this grammatical thing, but we are thinking it's grammar. It's not. It's got a deeper meaning. The small I, the big I, the small f, or the big F. That's what I said. That sentence attracted me.
Yes. Suddenly, Baba talked about forgiveness at some point. So I think that line came up when he was talking about bestowal of blessings, bestowal of fortune, and also the relationships that he has relationships with everybody in all forms. And yeah, that's what probably was when Baba was talking about the specialities of the confluence age, right?
No, even if you see the story of forgiveness and the Gyan, see here only one sentence he says realization is forgiveness. That Baba says in all Murli. Whenever you do any mistake, the first thing is
Okay.
tell the surgeon. When you tell the surgeon, we cannot see our mistakes. We remember, we think when we tell him everything, it's absolved. No, only half is absolved. The other half, I have to bear that karma till the end. Even Mama used to, that's what was Mama's slogan. She never repeated a mistake twice, never. So here, what I feel, only we, that too not for the world. Baba is saying it's why you're asking for forgiveness. You have realized you're forgiven. And that realization is from the heart. And so well he's asking, what do you mean by asking for forgiveness? And he knows his children are very clever and all. Baba, see, I told you, now it rests with you. You have to take my burden and all. But this forgiveness also, I think there was a very deep Murli on that. What happens to when I make a mistake? So just that 5 letter word sorry, is it just enough? Will it really remove all my hurt? Will it really make that victim on whom I've thrown everything? So that's why Baba says you have to face. That's what I think is that forgiveness.
Yes, sister. I couple of seconds I went back to that Murli. So where Baba says he's the helper, he's a helper, and that he forgives the mistakes, and that's when this topic of forgiveness came. That even if we make a big mistake at this time, Baba was naturally talking about confluence age. So Baba is saying that at this age, if you make mistake, it is still okay. But soon that forgiveness and this age will end. When this scheme would end, and then the karmic accounts will start uh, settlement. Yeah. Well, anybody would like to share some of their experiences?
Om Shanti, brother, and Om Shanti,
Om
Divine
Shanti.
Family. Um, Adding to this point, most of the times, unknowingly or innocently, it happens some mistake from my end. So by the time, what I'll do, my local center sister, surrender sister, she taught me. Just I'll sit in Amrit Vela or Numsham meditation, yoga, and to whom I hurt unknowingly, because directly I can't go and tell them. By the time I'll bring their face in front of me, and I'll ask Baba, Baba, please forgive me. I hurted them, and I'll ask to forgive that soul as well. I'll ask forgive me, Baba. So in that way, even to Baba, even to that soul, I'll ask to forgive me. In the same way, somebody, if they hurted me unknowingly, even I'll tell Baba, Baba, unknowingly that soul hurted me, knowingly or unknowingly, please forgive that soul, and please give this gyan and give this divine knowledge to that soul, and in future let that soul become a godly student. So when I'll do this constantly every day, even in the morning, Amrit Veda, even in the Noom Sham, automatically I'll feel some kind of freeness. And automatically, even I have seen the changes in that soul. The soul to whom I hurt, probably my siblings, my parents, or my relatives, or whoever, even my colleagues sometimes. So in the Bodhu manner, actually I experienced that there are a lot of changes even in me, even those souls. So that's what I usually do. It's benefited me a lot. Thank you so much. Om Shanti.
Thank you.
Bhai, can I just
Yes,
ask that
please.
sister something?
Please, Sister Blue.
Sister, I really like that thing of what you said. You go to Baba, but let me just tell you, there is a saying, in Tamil, mustard once it splutters, and is compared to a word once it has gone out from the 6 inch, from this 1 inch tongue. So that cannot be done. You have actually harmed a particular person. That harm may be you did it in a form of resentment or vengeance. You also had a reason to throw it. But then after that, knowing what has happened to that soul, the victim, you want to, it comes back to you. It's a boomerang. You get hurt. So to release that resentment, that harm, that hurt and all, we just give this angel called as forgive me. Whatever we do, sister, it has hurt that person. So maybe, as you said, you told that the center in charge sister said at Amrit Vela you can do. Yes, definitely you're right. It reaches. But what about that suffering he had gone through? He would have gone through bodily. He would have gone through mentally. And that time he lost it. Can we replace it? No. It's not. That is why even Baba says, before you think, before you speak, think before you do. That's why he says, constantly hold my hand, but it's gone. So we have to suffer for the other half. That is where karma comes. So you even see great souls who are there at the end, they suffer it through bodily or through some other way, because this is for settling of karmic accounts. Again, there Shiv Baba in the conference age says, I will help you in absolving of even that karma if you really do Jwalamukhi Yoga. So, but it's not totally forgiven, sister. It's not. It is still there because that victim is there. Either he has lost his eye or lost his thing or lost his wealth. You have done it. So we have to do it. We can release our heart by telling Baba that heaviness won't be there. But suffering has to take place. We have to accept the law of karma for that. That's what even I think Baba speaks in the Murli. I just wanted to add to what you said, sister.
Thank you, sister.
And in practice, in medical practice, we say do no harm. If you are not able to treat somebody, better don't treat or harm anybody. That's what I was getting from this conversation. Well, Papas talks about mistakes by a soul. I think it can be both ways to the self, the mistake committed to one own progress, or to others. Well, this method also should be tested and tried. Any more sharing? Anybody has felt very fortunate of late because Baba is the bestower of fortune?
Vinod bhai, before you close, happy Pongal to all.
Yeah,
May we
happy
really
Pongal.
have a gratitude to all these farmers, to these, and together as a family, please bubble up the Pongal and give our gratitude to Sun, to all those people who have made a life over here. Happy Pongal.
Happy Pongal to everybody. We shall have a song played, try out sorry, and see if this works and conclude today's class. Yes.
खुशियों के गीत सदा दिल से गाए जा,
खुशियों के गीत सदा दिल से गाए जा,
मुश्किलों में भी सदा तू मुस्कुराए जा,
खुद पे भरोसा कर खुदा पे यकीन,
खुद पे भरोसा कर खुदा पे यकीन,
कदमों में कामयाबी तू झुकाए जा,
खुशियों के गीत सदा दिल से गाए जा,
मुश्किलों में भी सदा तू मुस्कुराए जा,
खुशियों के गीत सदा दिल से गाए जा, खुशियों के गीत सदा दिल से गाए जा।
सच की डगर पे जो होके निडर चलते हैं, होके निडर चलते हैं,
सबकी भलाई का ही वो काम करते हैं, हाँ वो काम करते हैं,
नित्य नया वो इतिहास रचते हैं, मर के अमर वो,
मर के अमर है वो कभी नहीं मरते हैं,
नाम सितारों में अपना लिखाए जा,
खुशियों के गीत सदा दिल से गाए जा,
मुश्किलों में भी सदा तू मुस्कुराए जा,
खुद पे भरोसा कर खुदा पे यकीन,
खुद पे भरोसा कर खुदा पे यकीन,
कदमों में कामयाबी तू झुकाए जा,
खुशियों के गीत सदा दिल से गाए जा,
मुश्किलों में भी सदा तू मुस्कुराए जा।
I think happy Pongal. Have a good day. Thank you, sister. Over to you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. See you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m.